So, and then all of this obviously is for a cause, very important cause that was inspired with a tragedy.
This was born out of a tragedy 20 years ago when Sarah Ann Wood went missing.
Yeah.
And that event sparked this ride. And there was a ride that went to Washington, D.C., and then that grew into an event that takes place here locally each and every year. This is the 19th year that it's taken place, and it's grown into 500 riders riding 2x2 to support NECMEC, which is the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. Now, all of those funds go to our Mohawk Valley office, and that Mohawk Valley office distributes posters. And I'm sure you heard of pennies for posters, quarters for posters. It's the number one targeted poster distribution center in the country. All the posters come right out of Utica, New York.
It's incredible.
Volunteers put that together, and those targeted posters go to communities to bring children back to their families. They've printed over 9.2 million posters, and it's resulted into over 6,700 children recovered.
And it's not just child abduction from a stranger. Most of the abductions actually come from people that these children know.
Absolutely. The statistics now are 80% they're familiar with that person. So the stranger aspect isn't reinforced with the kids. These evil people that prey on children, they make it a point to be known to that child so that they can lure them in. Would you like to see my new puppy? Would you, can I give you a ride home? Those aspects. But what we do as an organization is we go out to schools and we educate children. We have personal safety, the 4 rules of safety, bicycle safety, internet safety, and those services are available to all of the local schools. Jill is actually one of the speakers now, and it's a phenomenal program, and it really gets the kids involved, and it teaches them how to be safe.
So now this happens, of course, it's about raising money for posters, which is amazing that it's done right here. But then the next step is there's a little twist in addition to to the ride that will end in New Hartford on Friday night. Saturday kicks in something else.
Saturday starts the Ride of Hope, and what that is 42 cyclists will then depart Saturday morning for Washington, D.C. We're actually riding to Alexandria, Virginia, where headquarters is for the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. And that is in commemoration of the 20th anniversary of that very first ride when the original 7 rode to Washington. We're going to repeat that ride, and it follows the very next day. So the closing ceremonies are in New Hartford at the Rec Center. And the very next day, we'll be back at the Rec Center. It opens at 6:30 in the morning.
Leaving all over again.
We assemble that morning, and the 43 of us leave that morning. We plan after the ceremonies to see us off. We'll be out of town by 9 o'clock and on our way to Binghamton, and we'll ride approximately 100 miles each day for the first 3 days until we get closer, and then we're into when
will you arrive in D.C.?
On Thursday morning.
Thursday morning. Okay. Yeah. Wow. And you're a part of this. You're going to be riding as well.
Yes, I've been training for the D.C. ride, and yes, I'm nervous.
Yeah.
Yes, it's intimidating.
Yeah.
It's the unknown, but we're committed. It's a great group. We've all been training hard. We've all been riding our bicycles and getting ready, drinking water like crazy. Everyone says you got to prehydrate.
Yeah.
So we're getting ready, and we've put in a lot of miles to make this happen. A lot of planning. It started last July with the planning, so we put a lot of time, effort, and energy into this ride to make it work.
Can people see? Obviously, if they're up on in the morning on Saturday, they might see you out driving. What route are you taking on Saturday?
We encourage everyone to go online to the rideformissingchildren.com. What you can do is you can see the route for tomorrow. So tomorrow from Oneida, as it loops through our entire community, if it comes close to you, please get out there and cheer us on. And then on Saturday morning, they're welcome to come to New Hartford to the Rec Center, and we will be heading out of town right from the Rec Center.
All right.
And we'd love to have folks down there to see us off also.
And I know New York Sash has backed this. You guys have done a lot of different things to help raise money. How can people give if they want to give to the cause?
They can still give, and there's still time to give. I mean, we've got a lot of different ways that we've been raising funds for the cause. We still have a raffle going on, a hat trick raffle. Hockey's huge. We have an autographed hockey stick by the Comets. The whole team has signed the stick, along with some items from Coach Gary Heenan and a cookie basket from Laura's Creative Cookies. That is our hat trick raffle. You can still get tickets down at New York Sash. We're selling Ride for Missing Children bracelets. The proceeds go to the cause. Of course, you can go onto our active site, donate, and you can definitely just drop off a check to the center on York Street. Right. Every bit of support is very much
What is
appreciated.
it? I think I remember like a quarter for every 25 cents raised. Another poster is able to be put out. Yeah.
Correct.
That's pretty good. So it's very efficient as they're printing out of Utica.
Well, they've got a very small staff.
Yeah.
But the amount of volunteers is huge.
All
I mean,
right.
for tomorrow, there's 125 volunteers, an army of volunteers that help make this happen. And, of course, we couldn't do it without the cooperation of law enforcement.
Sure.
A full police escort the entire day. You certainly feel different. You get to
Yeah.
take over the road. It's a great feeling.
Pretty amazing.
And Jill and I are looking forward to it. Jill's first-time rider this year, and it's going to be a special
And I
ride.
got to tell you that coming back into the rec center is an amazing sight. The sound, it's really a cool thing to see.
If you have the opportunity, get down to New Hartford tomorrow afternoon. We should be rolling in about 6 o'clock,
Yep.
and we'd love to see the support of the community.
Good stuff. Scott Hayes, New York Sash. Thank you.
Thank you.
And if you want to give, obviously they could call for details over at New York Sash as well.
NewYorkSash.com or rideformissingchildren.com.